Hello guys, got another tutorial for you today. This one was kind of sort of suggested or asked for in the comments by Leku200, I think his name was. I probably got that wrong, but uh, basically what he wanted was a starting line for a race where the players would drive up to it and there would be a countdown with lights, so red, orange, then green, and then the shield door would disappear and you would be allowed to go. I'm just going to show you what I've put together for it. So as you can see, the lights are a little strange. So here we go. Red, it's got a 5-second timer until orange, then a 5-second timer again, and green, and the shield door disappears and we're allowed to go. As you would have noticed there, the lights do come in and out on their own, and I think that might be a rendering thing, so the lights actually become visible for a moment when they're rendering. It's like a pre-render sort of thing, and then they disappear straight away. um, I, I can only assume that it's a rendering thing because the actual timers that control them don't run. They run once and once only, and as soon as you walk into the trigger box. And I've tried different combinations of things, and it always happens. So I'm assuming it's something to do with using the lights in a spawning sort of sense. I would probably recommend having the lights there all the time and then just turning them on and off rather than this happening because it looks pretty daft, to be honest. So what we'll do now is head into Forge. I'll show you how I made this, and then we'll do a version where the lights are there all the time. Right, so here we are in Forge, and you can see, let's get out of the way of the camera. This is our setup. So as you can see, even in Forge the lights are a little glitchy, so that's why I assume it's a rendering sort of issue. So if what I'll do is I'll explain how this one works, but then when we make our own one, like we make one from scratch, what we'll do is instead of having the lights spawning, we'll have them there all the time and just turning on and off. Right, so let's jump in the explanation. So we'll start here with the trigger. This is what you would expect, just the standard trigger, on enter on, and then what I've got this doing is just broadcasting on channel 7. I just wanted this channel to be far away from anything else just so that it didn't get confusing when I was putting all the other lights and the other timers in. So this one's channel 7, and then what this does, it broadcasts to the 3 timers at the top, which are our main sort of time feature for the light. So we've got our red light, orange light, and green light here. So this first timer, so toggle once, and in the scripting what we've got is it's going to spawn in when we broadcast from the trigger. It's also got power from the trigger because I thought that the issue with the lights might be something to do with it spawning in and not getting power, or it getting power and it not being spawned in. So I put both of them on just to be safe, but it doesn't seem to have fixed it anyway, so you could probably get away with just using either of these. And then what we're doing is broadcasting on channel 1 with 0 time, so as soon as we go into the trigger area, it's gonna send a broadcast channel of 1 down to this timer, and the light is set to channel 1 as well, as you can see, 1, and of course we need them on candy spawn for this one. This timer, all it's doing is once it gets the channel 1 to spawn, it's going to spawn itself in, and then it's going to run for 5 seconds, and then it's also going to broadcast back out channel 1. So it's going to, what that's going to do is despawn itself and despawn the light. From there, what will happen is this one, well, like I said, these 3 have all been spawned in from the trigger. So while this one's been doing its thing, this one has already started. So if we have a look, again, we're spawning and powering on channel 7 from the trigger. But as you can see, instead of it being no time, this one's 5 seconds to match up with the despawn of the red one. So what will happen is the red light will despawn as this information is sent to the orange light, which will be on broadcast channel 2, as I'll show you here. As you can see, spawn channel 2. And then we've also got this toggle once timer again, similar to what we had for the red light, where it spawns in on channel 2, it can despawn, and it broadcasts it back out on channel 2 to despawn itself and the orange light after 5 seconds. And then the last timer for the lights, we have another one where it's listening for channel 7, and all this one's going to do is broadcast on channel 3 after 10 seconds. And I've got it set up so that the green light will stay there for the entirety of the match from this point on, so we don't need another timer to despawn it. And just gonna say that this is set to spawn 3. I've got this set to can despawn true because of a way that I had it set up before, but that don't need to be on that, so I've set that to false. The other thing is the shield door. As you can see, we've got another 2 timers over here. It's another one of them strange ones where if you set it to be able to be can despawn true and spawn channel 4, well, I've got this set to spawn channel 4, but what I'm trying to say is, even if you got it placed at start, but you give it a spawn channel, it'll probably not spawn at the start. So we have to use a timer just to spawn it in at the start. So that's what this one's doing, is we don't listen for anything, we don't have a power channel or anything. All it's going to do is right at the start, it's just going to broadcast a message on channel 4 to just say be on. So this shield door will appear, and the other timer is listening for power channel 3 from the 3rd main timer, and then it's just going to broadcast on channel 4 to tell the shield door to disappear. That's it, really. It's a little bit more complex to what we've had before. If you can get your head around the fact that these are the 3 main features of it, and then these 2 are just controlling despawns, and then this one's controlling a despawn as well. It's actually quite straightforward. It just looks like there's a lot happening. Right. Sorry for the cut off there. I actually went ahead and built all of this like while recording, but then realised it's very inefficient, and what I've done for this over here doesn't actually correspond to this very well. So what I'm going to do is leave this video as just an explanation of this setup, because I think this, like, it might get a little bit confusing building something completely different to what I've explained. So I haven't got time to make an explanation of this right now, so I'm gonna revisit this video. So consider this to be like part 1, and then we'll have a revision part 2 where we make the system better and more efficient. So I hope this, I hope my explanation of this one has helped you understand how it works properly. Um, I'm not going to be around much this weekend to make any other videos, but I will be able to answer some comments. So if this is very confusing, please do just like comment on the video and just say what you don't understand, and I'll try and explain it as best that I can. Like I said, with the lights, they're a little bit glitchy, so if you're having the same problems that I had in the video, I would say it's a render issue and not something that you've done wrong. So just bear that in mind as well. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and like I say, anything you don't know, just comment and I'll do my best to answer it. See you later.